I think almost without a doubt, all the tourists that come here are amazed by the islands. Totally different from seeing them on the ground. You get a complete different perspective. So for them to go up and to witness that is just amazing. I think this is a bird sanctuary. We're located at the airport, and of course flying is our business, and along with that we get the birds in the area, and this is a popular nesting spot here in the hangar. Has been for 85 years now.
Well, the club's primary objective really is education, flight training. As far as doing tours, we've been doing that as long as the club's been open. So we've really been in all of those aspects of aviation for 85 years.
The Flying Club officially chartered in 1929, second oldest flying club in Canada. The airport here in Kingston is here as a result of the Kingston Flying Club. There was no Kingston Airport, it was the Kingston Flying Club's airport, providing flight training, skydiving for Queen's University, etc. And during the Second World War, after the Second World War, the Commonwealth Air Training Plan was also situated here, trained tons of pilots for World War II and after World War II in preparation for and possibility of any other conflicts.
To loosen your shoulder belt, pulling the little strap up, and then to tighten it, pulling the big strap down. It was a lifelong dream of mine. My dad was in the Air Force. I wanted to follow in his footsteps. I guess call it a bucket list when I turned 40. I got a gift certificate for intro flight here. And within a year, actually picked up my license. In the event of a crash landing, if I'm incapacitated, if you flick that little red button there till the on light comes on, that'll tell the guys from Trenton where to come find you.
So we arrived here, we received a debrief kind of on emergency items, which was very soothing to know in case anything went wrong, I knew what to do.
If we had a rough landing, you couldn't get out of the plane in the event of emergency, all the windows are plexiglass.
I was a little anxious before we took off. I was, well, a little hesitant because it's small. It's only like a 4-seater.
We do carry bark bags in the plane in the event that could be a potential problem. But it's pretty rare. It's not like flying a commercial airline. Your sense of what's happening, it's more like driving a car, but three-dimensional.
Charlie, matter of fact, runway 19.
Well, this is the smallest plane I had ever been in. I was in the RCAF for 28 years. I used to make a joke about, I get airsick just walking upstairs.
We have a few people that come in here and say, I'm scared of heights and I'm really nervous. To be truthful, I'd say about 80% of the pilots are scared of heights. You wouldn't get them up on the second rung of a ladder, but they will go inside an airplane and it doesn't bother them. And I'm not sure how that correlates, but for some reason pilots are scared of heights.
You're good with seatbelt secure left and right. Doors down locked.
So the flight that we're going to take, we're going to have a chase plane. The chase plane is going to have its door off with a camera guy hanging out the door, and we'll have him strapped in, and hopefully he's not too queasy with the door off on the airplane. And we'll be flying in formation just as we do during Remembrance Day ceremonies, and hopefully we'll get some really good shots over the islands and all the other sites that you'll be able to see today. Our most popular route is obviously down the Thousand Islands, which is a fantastic trip. We'll start off heading towards Wolfe Island, the biggest of the Thousand Islands. Just offshore is Garden Island, and just in that vicinity, there's probably about 12 to 15 wrecks that you can see through the water. It's not that deep, the water is fairly shallow, and you get a really good view of the shipwrecks, and it's really interesting. From there, we'll continue on through the United States towards Bolt Castle, Alexandria Bay. We'll fly over the International Bridge.
What the passengers actually see from the sky is far different than what they're used to seeing because it's a completely different perspective. So picking out certain landmarks is not as necessarily identifiable to somebody who hasn't done it before. It is a completely unique perspective that most people don't get the opportunity to see.
Being born and raised in Kingston, I thought I've seen everything there was to see. I was wrong. So up from that perspective, you get to see a lot of different things. The aerial view is quite beautiful, and it kind of puts everything into perspective as well, like seeing how big Wolfe Island is, and some of the houses are absolutely gorgeous, and then the landscape, of course, is wonderful.
I think it's just seeing all the islands, all the boat traffic, and all the different cottages, the architecture of those cottages, and the history behind them, because a lot of those cottages, massive homes actually, were the summer residence of presidents of the United States, presidents of major corporations. Those families actually had their summer homes in the Thousand Islands.
There's a place down here, pretty interesting.
I was quite amazed at seeing all the different landmarks from above ground and the Thousand Islands and the beauty of the Thousand Islands. And the boaters are all out right now, and the beautiful homes that are out there.
Seeing it from the air, oh my gosh, I gotta tell you, it's something. Well, you're a bird, you're up there in the sky, and a beautiful day, of course, and everything was clear as a bell.
There's always something that you see that you missed previously, and I'm always looking, and geez, I never noticed that before. I've done the route a million times, but there's always something that pops out that you didn't see before. It's pretty interesting.
You'll be able to see pretty much all the highlights of the Thousand Islands and the beauty of downtown Kingston in about an hour and 15 minutes. It is really a memorable trip, spectacular photo opportunities, and things that you don't normally get to see. You know, flying for me never gets old. I love it, and it's something I love to do, but it's always more fun with passengers aboard. You know, to see their reactions, to see the enjoyment they get out of it, and go home at the end of the day and be proud of what you've done. It's pretty cool.